Okay, I'm on. For those of you who've never joined me before or are not aware of who I am, I'm Sheka, the veteran transition coach, and this is my group, Life as a Veteran. And the reason why this title, Life as a Veteran, is because I cover all things that a veteran goes through the process of transitioning from the military to the civilian sector. So that includes, mindset shifting, which is what we're going to talk about today. That includes learning to live in an unstructured world, which is when we, as structured military people, go off to the civilian sector, we feel kind of like discombobulated, like we're not being our best or whatever, because we're not really aware of how things are done in the civilian sector. So we kind of have a hard time because we're so structured. When we go into the civilian world, their structure is a little different than ours. We look at it as being unstructured. So for me, I titled that Learning to Live Structured and Unstructured World. And when I wrote my book, my first book, The Realization of Relevance that came out in 2017, that was what I put at the top, Learn to Live Structured and Unstructured World. And so today, I wanted to talk about resetting and mindset shifting. And there's a reason why I chose this topic today, and also to follow up on the 7 points I want to point out regarding mindset shifts. I have an article that I read that I want you guys to take the time out to read it. But this is the guideline I'm going to use for this article, and also this book, The 4 Agreements. If you guys have never read it before, it's by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's a great book. So it talks about the 4 principles or the 4 agreements that we make with ourselves. And if you have not read it, make sure that you go on Amazon, order your copy. You can get it for about $7 plus shipping and handling. So get this book. All right, so we're going to get started, guys. So this is what I'm talking about: resetting mindset shifting. So whenever I run an ad in my business as a veteran transition coach, as well as my business in navigating integration systems, I run an ad through Facebook, Instagram, and stuff like that. Every time I run an ad, I'll always get a comment from a veteran that suggests to me that anything that I do in the veteran community should be free, right? And I wanted to talk about that for a little bit, because my comment to everybody, because everybody has their opinion, I'm not here to be offensive or defend myself in any kind. But this is the understanding that you guys, that when they come to my inbox, that needs to be understood. Any service that a veteran gets, whether it's a free service that you get to like a veterans organization that support veterans, like they give you guys things for free, right? Or if you go to the VA, at some point money has been exchanged. So even these veteran groups like Veteran Home Front, or just veteran groups that cater to the needs of the veteran, someone is sponsoring that particular group so that they can be able to provide free services to the veterans. Usually those people gain that money through grants or donations or things like that. Typically those organizations are 501(c)s. I am not a 501(c), right? I am an LLC, a limited liability, which means that I do not get grants and anything that I do in my business from anybody, any organization. So I pay everything 100% for myself, to include hiring a coach, to include hiring a mindset coach, a business coach. If I have to have run ads, or if I'm writing books, or if I'm developing t-shirts, or if I'm doing anything in my business, those things are paid by me, right? Because it's a business, a limited liability company. So I wanted to talk about the mind shift set that a lot of people that I've came in contact with should develop. One thing I do know for sure is that the veteran community is one of the most well-financed communities there are, right? You can always find something in a veteran community where they'll help a veteran out, whether it's applying for a job, getting their resume squared away, starting a business. They want to, dress for success. They need clothes. They need money to pay for their rent. They need money for food. Just whatever you want. There's always an organization out there that will supply the need for the veteran, right? And those organizations are 501(c)s. For you guys out there who are looking for free things to help you get on your feet, you might want to start with the 501(c)s. Me personally, I'm an LLC, which means, like I said before, anything you do with me, it comes from you, right? It'll come from you as far as payment, because I'm an LLC, right? And I wanted to talk about all that because I want to talk about mindset and resetting my mindset shifting. When we approach things from that perspective, feeling like we're almost entitled. I think that kind of messes up the idea of what it is that you're trying to do, right? Because in order to get to the next step in life, sometimes you have to take those risks or invest in those things that's going to better yourself, okay? Like I know that you can always, so for me, for example, when I feel like I need some type of therapy or counseling or something like that, although those services are there for me, I also know that I want somebody that's going to talk to me on a level that I need to be talked to. So I go out and I use my TRICARE retirement and I allow them to cover the coverage for me to talk to a therapist. Then I pay a copay because I feel that paying that copay has nothing to do with the value that I'm searching for. So just because, Veterans Affairs is free, if you're looking for something more, it's okay to pay for those things and don't feel like everything you need, you should get it for free, because some things you need, you have to pay for, right? That's almost like going to Walmart and saying, you know what, I'm a veteran and they should give me some things for free to help me maintain. No, this is the civilian world. It doesn't work like that on all of us. We have to pay for things that we need. So again, we want to talk about resetting and mindset shifting. And one of the things that the article talks about is turning envy into admiration, right? And it says that successful people refuse to let envy take over. They train themselves to remember that there's always more to someone's story than meets the eye, and the use of perspective to feel genuinely happy for others who achieve success. The reason why I thought this particular thing was important because of this. I know that a veteran transition coach is something that's needed for our veterans. I see so many of our veterans that's stuck and living in the past of the military services. Some of them are living with survivor's remorse. Some of them are upset because of the fact that maybe they didn't go as far as their careers they would like to. Some of them are medically discharged. They have a feeling with that. So instead of them looking at people like me or people who are trying to assist them as something that they can use as a resource, they'll come in and attack, right? And that's all that is envy. So sometimes we have to take that envy and turn it into something more positive so that you can get what you need from this organization, from this, what I do, or anybody else, right? Don't throw shots, because at the end of the day, I'm here to help, just like all the other organizations, whether you pay for them or somebody else pays for them, right? Number 2, turn procrastination to achievement. If you are a veteran that's stuck and you're trying to figure out what you're supposed to do here and there, and you keep putting off for tomorrow what you can do today, that's procrastination. In order to get to the next level you need to get rid of procrastination, because all it's going to do is leave you wishing that you've done today what you could have did yesterday or the day before, right? Because time waits on nobody. So the longer we procrastinate about certain things, the longer we're putting off our goals and our success and our milestones in life, because we're waiting for the perfect time. There'll never be a perfect time. Everyday life brings us challenges. And in those challenges, you're going to have things that you feel that are so debilitating that you can't really think of. But you have to get up off the couch, you have to turn off the TV, and do the things you need to do in order to make your life success, right? So stop procrastinating. Number 3, turn gut reaction to level-head thinking. And what this means is sometimes we have a hard time communicating with people, right? And so instead of us thinking about what our answer is to something, we'll react. And when we react, sometimes that reaction comes from emotions, right? So we have to take a step back, think about what it is we're doing, what we need to say, what message we're trying to convey, and then approach it from there. So turn that gut reaction to level-head thinking, because getting upset about something or blowing off or feeling like you blame this on this and that and other, it's not going to get you anywhere. So think about what you say to people before you say it, because sometimes you have the answers, you have what you need, but don't let your frustration show up instead of you speaking your voice in your mind in a way that's presentable, acceptable, and clear and concise, right? Next one says, turn defensiveness into curiosity. And it also says that leaders who ask for feedback and leaders who rank highest for effectiveness. What this means is sometimes people don't like to be judged. But in order to get better, it's okay to ask for feedback so you can know exactly what you're doing, what you need to adjust on, because sometimes we see things in a tunnel vision and we don't see what needs to change because we feel that what we see and what we believe and what our end state needs to look like is all that matters. So sometimes it's okay to have feedback or ask for feedback or take some type of constructive criticism in order for you to go to the next step in your business, in your life, in your relationships, whatever it is that you guys are out there trying to do, right? Listen to the person. Now, I'm not saying take every feedback and adjust, but be mindful of it, right? Listen to what others have to say. Results in radical success. And what this simply means is if you are looking, or if you are doing things, right, and you look at it and you know what, I can probably sell this, I can probably do this. Take those things that you look at as a habit as a talent and turn into a habit, right? So this means you can, like if you're good with woodwork, right? Do woodwork every day, okay? Because it's a talent that you have. The next thing you know, you can actually open up a woodwork shop or teach others how to woodwork, and you can turn that habit turn that talent into a habit and do something successfully with it, so that you can get unstuck from where you are and move past where you are in life to do great now. Turn task into skills. How to approach all tasks. Your mindset affects your approach to all. If you go into something thinking that this is BS, I don't want to do this, and why they got me doing this, my skills are so much better than this, I don't need to be making copies on the machine, I need to be in a meeting, the board meeting, talking to everybody. When you think like that, you already approach the situation negatively. So anything or any lesson that's meant to be learned doing that, because sometimes we have to just sit still. So although we know that our talents are more than we're doing at that very moment, not forever or that entire job, but that very moment, our talents might be more than that. It's okay if they say, okay, I need you to go and make these copies or run this errand as opposed to sitting in the meeting. Sometimes we have to sit still. In that moment that we're sitting still, we can take that and turn it into something positive. Maybe you can look at it and say, well, you know what? I don't have to stress about being there. I don't have to think. I can just let my mind relax and be clear. So don't always think somebody coming from you or degrading you. Sometimes you have to just look at those minute tasks as an opportunity to reset and let your mind just speak, right? The last thing, turn success into humility. And one of the things that this author says on this particular article about turning success into humility, a person who takes a little more than their share of the blame and a little less than their share of the credit. John Maxwell. This is what they're saying about a person who has humility, right? You have to approach things and just say, okay, you know what? I did that, but I didn't do it as by myself. I did it with my team, right? So what John Maxwell is saying is that you have to take a little bit more than your share of the blame. So in other words, if something is not done wrong, a great leader says, you know what? That's my bad. My team followed me, right? That's what that means. That means you're willing to say, okay, as the leader, I take the blame for the majority of what didn't happen or what was supposed to happen. And then on top of that, they take a little less than their share of the credit. So back to what I said originally, when your team do something great, you let your team be the person who are looked at as success. You take the back seat, right? Because you need to coach this with you, right? Again, this is what we do in order to change our mindset. Don't go into everything thinking that you're entitled to something, that something's supposed to be given to you. Because when you do things that way, you miss the goal, you don't achieve what it is you need to achieve. So you need to change your mindset and approach things in a way that's constructive for you, what you're trying to do, that helps you obtain your goal and makes you get further, right? So I'm not sure who this message was for, but I felt like I need to come on here today and talk about this. Because again, it started from me just talking about mindset, reading the book, and then some other things that I do in my day-to-day business here. And the things that I get in my inbox when people tell me about what they feel that they should be entitled to as veterans. I'm a veteran, you guys. I can sit here at home and collect my 25 years of retirement and my business and not do anything, right? When I pay for my business, which is one more step, LLC, Purpose and Vision Coaching for Veterans, I pay for those services. I pay to have myself out, right? Which means I'm spending more money right now than I'm receiving in, because I have to pay for so many systems per month. So when you guys think about that, because and the thing about it, I don't pay it to say, well, I'm paying for these things and I feel bad about it. No, because I know that my services are something that veterans needs, right? Because I see it, I see the struggle. I hear about the veterans that commit suicide. I hear about the ones that say they just want somebody to talk to, but nobody can help them. So you guys that saying those things to me and I hear it in my inbox, the help is available for you. You have to seek it. This is not like the military. No one is going to come to your house or check on you and order you or demand you to go to see somebody. You have to do these things on your own, right? So there's plenty of help out there. Some of it you can get through the VA, some of it you can get through a friend, and then some of it you're going to have to pay for in order to get where you want to go, right? That's what you have to do in order to make yourself feel better, right? It's okay. Because guess what? Everything you get, you're not going to get it for free. You got to pay for something. I know I don't mind because the knowledge that I received from being a coach and moving forward in my business, the things that I've learned, I would have never got that from nitpicking from the different things that they offer me as a veteran. I needed someone that's going to be clear with me, give me exactly what I need in order to take my business to the next step. Okay, that means I had to pay for that type of coaching, and that's okay, right? That's okay because I got the knowledge that I need, and I can move forward in my business, right? So again, I've been on here for 17 minutes. I know the longer videos people don't really like. So I'll drop the link in there if you guys want to make a 15-minute discovery call with me where I'll talk to you and see how I can help you in any kind of way. And then the areas that I focus on in my coaching program, I have them listed as well. So you guys can make an appointment or you can email me at Coach Sheka at onemorestep.com. Again, that's Coach Sheka, CoachSheka at one more step, ONEMORE-step.com. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope everyone is staying safe. For those days that you've been here, you guys enjoy yourself and stay safe. Bye for now.